So today we're going to explore the personal meaning of the hijab. And we're not going to dive into dense history books or complex theology. Instead, we're going to follow a really simple story, a journey that's all about curiosity, friendship, and ultimately, understanding.
It all kicks off with a question that, seems pretty simple on the surface. But as you'll see, that one question opens up this whole world of meaning, of faith, and what it means to express your personal identity.
All right, so let's meet Lila. She sees a woman wearing a hijab, and instead of just moving on with her day, something makes her pause. She gets this feeling, this real desire to understand the story behind it, to see what's beyond just the fabric.
And that brings us right to our first step, a simple question. Lila gets it. She can't just rely on assumptions or what she thinks she knows. If she wants a real answer, she has to go to the source, to someone she trusts. So she decides to just ask.
So she goes to her friend, Zara. And I just love the honesty here, don't you? It's not a challenge, it's not an accusation, it's just a genuine, respectful question. And that simple act of asking, that's really the heart of this entire story.
So what's the answer? Well, it's not just one thing. It's an answer that comes from a place of faith, a really deeply personal expression of who she is.
For Zara, the hijab is this clear, visible statement of her identity as a Muslim woman. She explains that it's a way to honor herself. It helps people focus on her character, on her actions, instead of just her appearance.
So you see, it's not just one thing. As Zara breaks it down, the hijab is this symbol with all these different layers. It's about modesty, sure, but it's also about respect. It's a connection to her faith, and it all comes together as this powerful statement of her identity.
Okay, but Lila's curiosity doesn't just stop there. And let's be honest, like a lot of us, she has those practical questions, the what-ifs and the isn't it questions that pop into your head when you come across something you're not familiar with.
And this is where you really see the gap between an outside assumption and the inner reality. Lila asks about comfort, but Zara's answer is all about confidence. Lila asks about judgment from other people, but Zara reframes it as their misunderstanding. The real meaning, for her, comes from within.
And this is what brings Lila to, really, the heart of it all. It's not just about the fabric or even faith alone. It is a powerful statement of choice, a personal, empowered decision.
Zara just says it perfectly. I've made a choice. And with those 4 words, she completely reframes the entire conversation. This isn't something that was forced on her. It's an active decision she makes every day to live in a way that feels true to her values.
And that is Lila's aha moment. It just clicks. The hijab isn't just a piece of clothing she sees on the street anymore. She now sees it for what it is to Zara, the visible sign of an internal choice, a commitment, and a belief she holds dear.
This one conversation completely transforms how Lila sees the world around her. And the change isn't just in her head, it's emotional. It's a real shift into genuine empathy.
So, from that day forward, everything is different. When Layla sees a woman wearing a hijab, she doesn't just see fabric anymore. She sees a story. She sees strength, a deliberate choice, and a proud statement of who that person is.
Lila's little journey actually gives us a great roadmap for empathy. First, she just observed with an open mind. Then, she asked respectfully. She actually listened to the personal story. And through all of that, she was finally able to understand the why behind it all.
And I think that's the real key here. True understanding isn't about agreeing with someone's choice or even pretending to grasp every little part of it. It's about respecting that there are personal, deeply felt reasons behind that choice and honoring that person's right to express themselves.
So this kind of leaves us with a bigger question to think about, doesn't it? The hijab is one powerful way to express an inner identity. But it makes you wonder, whether it's through our clothes, our words, or our actions, how do we all choose to show the world who we truly are on the inside?